This is OwlUp, where learning happens in minutes, not hours. For a deeper journey, explore all our courses at owlup.co. Now, let's dive in. Welcome back to Chapter 3 of our series, Digital Privacy, What They Know and How to Protect Yourself. In this episode titled Social Media, the Privacy Tradeoffs, we'll explore the surprising amount of data that social media platforms collect and how it impacts your privacy. So, let's dive in. Right now, as you scroll your favorite app, it's quietly building a dossier on you, based not just on what you like, but how long you hesitate before you swipe. The paradox is this: the less you think about privacy settings, the more intensely the platform is thinking about you. That quiet tracking doesn't stop at what you do inside one app. The trail follows you across the web. News sites you skim, stores you browse, even some offline purchases can bounce back into your social feed as eerily accurate ads. A single tap on Accept Cookies can unlock a whole network of trackers comparing notes about you in the background. Think of each tiny interaction, liking a post, pausing on a video, joining a group, as a grain of sand. On its own, it's harmless. Collected over months and years, it becomes a detailed landscape of your habits, moods, and routines. That landscape can be used to sell you shoes, but also to guess when you're lonely, stressed, or vulnerable to a certain message. In this episode, we'll pull apart that trade-off: how much convenience you gain, how much invisibility you lose, and what realistic privacy looks like for ordinary users. On average, Americans now spend about 2 hours a day in social feeds, and researchers estimate every minute throws off around 4 megabytes of behavioral data. That's not just posts and comments, it's timing, patterns, and context that can be surprisingly revealing in aggregate. Most people never see this layer directly. What they notice are smoother recommendations, eerily relevant ads, and feeds that feel tuned to them. Behind that comfort, there's a crucial detail. The settings that govern this tuning are often buried or fragmented, spread across menus like ingredients scattered through a long recipe instead of listed in one clear place. Think about what actually gets recorded when you open a social app. It's not just user opened app at 8:03 p.m. It's which screen loaded first, how fast you scrolled, which post made you slow down, whether you turned the sound on, how far you got before switching to another app. Each tiny detail becomes a column in a giant spreadsheet about people like you. What happens next is less obvious. That spreadsheet doesn't just sit inside one company. Pieces of it can be combined with information from data brokers, companies you've never heard of that buy and sell records about credit cards, loyalty programs, change of address forms, public records, even some health-related purchases. None of those datasets has your full story, but stitched together they become uncomfortably close. The economic engine behind all this is targeted advertising. The more precisely an audience can be described, urban parents who recently searched for budget airlines and follow fitness creators, the more an advertiser will pay to reach them. That's why free social apps pour engineering effort into tracking and prediction, not just posting features. And the predictions go beyond what you might buy. Researchers have shown that patterns in likes and follows can infer traits like political leaning or personality type better than many friends could. Even when identifiers are stripped out, the combination of timing, location, and interests is often unique enough to relink the data to a real person. Privacy controls tend to focus on what other users see: who can view your posts, who can comment, whether your profile appears in search. Those are important, but they don't touch the deeper question of how your behavior is logged, classified, and shared in the background. That's partly why many people are surprised by how sharply ad performance changed after Apple's app tracking transparency. A single switch that limited one type of tracking rippled through an entire business model. The result is a quiet asymmetry of power. Companies run thousands of experiments every day to refine what they know about you. Most users might tweak a setting once a year, if that. Closing that gap starts with understanding where the leverage points actually are. Consider 3 quiet data streams people rarely think about. First, off-Facebook activity. Every time you log into a retailer with Facebook or tap a like button on a news site, That action can flow back as a signal, whether or not you ever post about it. Second, location traces. Granting one app precise location just this once can still reveal your home, office, gym, and routines if repeated over days. Third, social graphs. Even if you lock down your profile, who you follow and interact with can place you into highly specific lookalike groups. Using social media is like cooking in a shared kitchen where the grocery store quietly records every ingredient you buy and the times you cook. Even if nobody sees your recipe, someone is still modeling your diet. Now add external shifts. When Apple's app tracking transparency rolled out, one switch on users' phones erased billions in projected ad revenue, proving how dependent these systems are on continuous, fine-grained access to your behavior. Laws and tools are starting to shift the balance. Stronger rules can force privacy by default, not as an obscure option, but as the starting recipe. On-device analysis lets patterns stay on your phone while still shaping your feed. Decentralized networks may let you move accounts like changing apartments, taking your social graph, but not every log entry. Your role grows too. Privacy literacy could become as expected as locking your front door, not a niche tech hobby. Treat social apps like a crowded cafe. You can enjoy the vibe without shouting your life story. You don't need perfect secrecy to change the deal, just slightly less fuel for the profiling machine. Your challenge this week? Pick one app you use daily and hunt down one data sharing toggle you've never touched before. Switch it, then watch what actually changes. This was OwlUp, your daily step forward. This series continues with more chapters on OwlUp.co. Visit OwlUp.co to access the complete course and continue your learning journey. See you there!